Mayed Ali, senior journalist, joining us from Lahore, as well as Suresh Goyal, former ambassador. Thank you very much for taking the time out and speaking to us on now. I'll come to you first, Mayed Ali. If you could talk to us about the current situation after Imran Khan's arrest.
It was on the cards. His arrest was on the cards because he had crossed all the limits in maligning his political opponents, his opponents in the establishment, Pakistan Army. Uh, I think uh, whatever he said in the past, especially yesterday, day before yesterday,
All right,
it
Mr.
was
Ali, I'm going to
totally
come
uncalled
back to
for.
you. Producers are just going to check your audio line. I understand we have Suresh Goyal as well. Mr. Goyal, if you were to talk about this was somewhere on the cards as well. How do you read into this, your first reaction, with the fact that Pakistan's already seeing politically and economically, it is unstable at the moment?
Rather curious, I would say, and very strange. Yes, there are one or two things, as has been pointed out, that if you are critical of the army in Pakistan, you are actually quoting arrest or you are quoting action against you. So in this particular case, after particularly Imran Khan level charges against ISI Major General Fazal about murder of his journalist friend, it was only a matter of time that certain action would be taken against him. But the dramatic way in which it has happened, when Imran Khan actually is in the courthouse filing his bail paper on various charges, and for the Rangers, allegedly there were Rangers who actually, even though according to some reports, there is no certainty, there is no as to who they were. But if they were Rangers who actually broke into the room, destroyed the record room, and Rangers who actually legally have no authority to arrest anyone at all, but they arrest Imran Khan, take him away, it's a kind of a minor coup. Now, a minor coup of this sort in the election year, when the elections are being prepared for, and when the army knows very well that the person who will be elected as the Prime Minister of Pakistan would actually be their stooge. For them to do something of this kind and attract world attention and I think world criticism, particularly at this time when both China and the USA have been quoting Pakistan, and for them to now really stare this into the eye, is going to be very difficult, really, from the security situation point of view. So let us see how it develops into further story. But I would say this is very curious, and there was no need for this, particularly when army knows that they would be controlling the next government. Yes.
Right, Mr. Goyal, like one of the points that you did, of course, make, and of course, my colleague Shindra also stated that this is a repercussion probably of the fact that Imran did criticize the military as well. Do you read into it that way as well at the moment?
If you criticize the army in Pakistan, action would be taken against you. I mean, that's obvious. But the only my only question really is, what did the action have to be this dramatic, which actually doesn't serve army's purposes, to break into the courtroom to arrest Imran Khan, destroy the record room, sounds very, very strange. And that's the reason I'm saying it's a very curious development, obvious in certain senses, because Imran Khan dared to question ISI and point fingers at the ISI. So certain amount of repercussion had to was obvious. My only, in fact, I'm really wondering as to where was the need for this dramatic action when army was already in charge of the country. Yes.
Mr. Goyal, a quick follow-up question would also be, in the larger scheme of things, geopolitically speaking, how does one read into this and going forward also for the country now?
Is that addressed to me? Is that question addressed to me?
Okay. Please go ahead.
All right. Geopolitically, again, a lot of consternation and a lot of concern would arise because Pakistan is an economic basket case at that time. Pakistan depends on the bailout package from IMF. With this action, Pakistan has clearly jeopardize any possibility of IMF coming up with a package and supporting Pakistan in the economic case. Similarly, the OIC countries, Pakistan had a lot of leverage with the OIC countries earlier, but of late, with the shift in the change in the positions, alignment between Saudi Arabia and Iran, USA trying to develop connectivity between West Asia with the help of India, Saudi Arabia is involved there also. There are a lot of changes in the politics of the West Asia itself, where Pakistan actually seems to be more dependent on Saudi Arabia than Saudi Arabia depending on Pakistan. Therefore, are we actually, by arresting Imran Khan, they are actually damaging their own case for support from these countries? And that's again a very strange thing. So,
right, Mr. Goel, I'm just going to come back to you. I'm going to interject you there. I understand.
Yes.
I have Dr. Saeed Elahi, ex-Health Minister, Punjab PML, joining us on the broadcast as well. So thank you very much for speaking to us on Mirror Now. Your first reaction with the fact that we've seen the significant development of Imran Khan being arrested?
Because there were many cases against former Prime Minister Imran Khan, and many attempts were made in Lahore to arrest him through police, but they were not successful because of different reasons. Because the careful action was done so that there is no human loss or human life loss is take place. So that's why it was delayed for many months. And if you have seen the list of cases, there are more than 80 cases against him of different nature. And the case which was today in which he has been arrested is basically Al-Qadir Trust. You might know the details that the money which was confiscated by a British government from a business tycoon of Pakistan, that was returned to Pakistan, and then this money was given to this trust, and land was given also by that business tycoon. So Mr. Imran has been arrested in the same case where the illegal transaction of money and land has took place, and that's why the NAB, which is Accountability Bureau, has registered a case, and now under the NAB law, he will be interrogated, investigated, and his remand will be applied from the concerned court. So, and then it will carry on, because NAB arrests only people when they have 100% proofs with them, and they are convinced that this person should be arrested. And because Mr. Imran Khan was hiding himself behind the lawyers, some public, women, children around his home, and government was very careful not to arrest him to avoid any loss, human loss or human life loss. So I think this today they have taken a chance. Once he appeared before the court, he was arrested and taken to NAB headquarters.
Right, Dr. Elahi, I'm going to come back to you as you make those significant points, but I understand I have Mayad Ali, senior journalist, joining us once again on the broadcast. The significant points that they've also made, Mayad, which I would want your reaction on, is that the nature of the arrest, the way it was conducted, in your opinion, how has that panned out?
It doesn't seem to be a civilized way of arresting somebody, let alone a leader of Imran's caliber. But it was bound to happen like that. Imran was encircled by his followers. He had thousands of followers at the Man Park, where he's residing. Then wherever he went, he had a mob with him. So it was bound to happen like this. And I think, as already Dr. Saeed Elahi has told, it was on the cards. The case was registered on May 1, and it was followed by an action today. So he was wanted in this case, and it's not a minor case, it's a huge case. It involves 50 billion rupees of kickback given to land tycoon Malik Riaz. So it was bound to happen. And add to this, the kind of language that he was using against the sitting government, and especially serving army officials, senior army officials, especially belonging to the intelligence agency. So I think he was taking things too far, and now it was time to sort of pay back, and the government has paid back because yesterday ISPR urged the government to take legal action against Imran Khan. It was a clear indication that now he won't be spared. He would be taken care of uh, because of his foul mouthing
Right.
and uncalled for allegations.
Right, Maidali. On that note, I want to thank all the three of you for joining us on the broadcast and sharing with us your perspective on this. But for the moment, we leave it at that. But thank you very much once again. And on that note, we're shifting our focus